Hello friends, Ashton here. So today is going to be our Google Apps Script project 88, and in this project, as you can see here in this title, we have a Gmail downloader for today's project. So basically here in my Gmail, as you can see here, I have some test email. It's basically 3 test email. So in this email I have some attachments, and the attachment will have different file extensions like this one .heic, and here another one I have a PDF and a PNG. Now this is a PNG, and I have a text file, and the last one I have a .log, a log file here. And in our app, so we can download all of this attachment to our Google Drive. So if I click on this run button, it's going to find all of these emails in my Gmail and download all the attachment and put them, as you can see, in this log tab. And here you can see this is the subject of my email, and you will see here more information, the status, if it's downloaded or not, and this is the attachment. So if I go to the folder here, if I reload this folder, I should have a folder called downloads created automatically, and you can find all the attachment downloaded into this folder, right? And also we applied a label called downloaded to all of these emails which have been downloaded already. All right, so I think all of them we need a refresh. All right, so this is about this project, and I'm going to show you how to do all of this configuration. So you can do the settings here, and you can make a Gmail downloader for yourself. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so to use this project or use this tool, you need to make a copy of my project to your Google Drive. Okay, so you're going to have this link. You can find it in the description of this video. All right, and click on this make a copy button. So this project is going to be copied to your Google Drive. So by default, this file is going to be located in your root drive, like here. So you can move it in a subfolder, right? So it's suggested to move it to another folder. So for me, I just keep it here for this test. And after you have a copy of this project on your Google Drive, you need to, here you should be able to see this menu here, and you can click on either of them because it's going to ask you for the authorization, because it's the first time to run this script, and complete the authorization process by click on your Google account and keep going. And this project is going to use some APIs like the Gmail API for sending the emails, and the Google Drive API for creating the attachment, and also the spreadsheet API to add the logs and read data from this spreadsheet. And the last one is going to be used for the triggers. Okay, so it's going to run the application automatically for you. All right, so click on this allow button to do the authorization, and the authorization should be done. Okay, after you did that, you can try to configure your application, right? So if you click on this button, it's going to ask you for the confirmation, because this button is going to override the data in this app tab and this log tab. So basically, it's going to generate a template for the app and the log. Okay, so if I click on yes, it's going to override all of this data and generate a template here for the app. And also, it's going to clean the logs here and only kept this header here. All right, so be very careful to try to run this function. Okay, so this should be use it only if you want to have template, just in case you delete something here by accident. All right, you can regenerate a basic template for this application. Okay, so this is about the configuration. I'm going to explain all of these options here. You can set up later. And before we do that, before we explain these options, I'd like to explain this create trigger function. All right, so this create trigger function is going to create a trigger to run this download function automatically. So by default, it's going to be a daily trigger. And here, this option run at is going to be the time the trigger should be run every day. Okay, so if I click on this create trigger function, it's going to ask you for the confirmation again. Okay, so basically, are you sure to create a trigger to download Gmail attachment every day at 8 a.m. Okay, so this 8 is this run at, as you can see here. And also you can do a trigger setup manually by visiting this link. Okay, so if you click on this link and you can go to this link, and here you can set up the trigger manually. It's because you have a lot of options here to set up the trigger, especially for the time-driven, time-based triggers. You can run the trigger function every day or every week or every month or every minute. So a lot of options. I only included the every day, okay, the daily triggers in my script. So I don't want to spend a lot of time to configure this. It's going to be a complex project to do that. Okay, so if you click on yes, it's going to create the trigger for you. Okay, so the trigger has been created successfully. And if I visit this link again and do a reload of this URL, so as you can see here, this time-based trigger has been created to run this download function and a day trigger, and from 8 to 9. So that's the time you set up in the configuration. All right. So this is to set up the trigger. And before we click on this download function, before we use this download function, I'd like to explain these settings here. These configurations you can do here. So let me zoom in a little bit. All right, so some options. So the first query is very important. It's going to basically create a filter for the emails you want to search, you want to apply to the emails you want to download the attachment. So for example, here I have 3 test emails, and all of these emails have a comment GAS088 in the title. So what we can do here, we can basically set this query to subject and GAS088. So this is going to be our query, and you can add more stuff here in this query, like from somebody, right? And you can put the email address of the sender just like that, and also you can use to. So a lot of options you can do here. So for this test, I'm going to use this subject only, and then you can check this link. All right, so you can get all the options you can do with this link. So like the from to CCBCC, and subject is what I'm using here right now. And you can apply a lot of filters or parameters in this filter. Basically, this is the query language for Gmail, right? So keep it as the reference so you can always check it if you cannot remember. All right, the next parameter here is called file extensions. So it's going to be a list of file extensions and separate them with comma, like the .pdf and .xlsx is for Excel file. And so for this example here, I have this file is a .log, and these two files .png and .text. And this one is a picture called with a .heic. So I can do here PDF and the .text. txt and .log and what is the last one, heic. So this is a kind of special picture. I think it's from my iPhone. So this is basically the files I'd like to download. So you can configure the file extensions here. And if you want to select all the attachment, you can put you can keep this empty. Okay, you can either keep this empty or you put a star here. It's going to do that for you for all files. So this is about the file extension, the file attachment, basically the attention for the attachment in the Gmail. All right, and the next one is this download folder, and this download folder can accept three kind of values here. So you can use a folder name like the default one, downloads is the default download folder name. Okay, and also you can use a file URL, folder URL. Okay, you copy this URL and you can put it here. You can place a link here. Just so you want to point this folder as a download folder, you can do that. And you also can use the ID of this folder like this one. So basically you have three options. So let's keep it downloads for the, it's going to create these folders. Download. So this is download folder for the attachments. And here is the label to be applied to the email. All right, like this one here. This label was applied automatically to this email. So let's just get rid of this label because I tested it before. All right. So after this downloads, the label is going to be applied to this email. Okay. So this label can be. So if this is a new label, it's not created by you. This script is going to create it automatically for you. Okay. So you can have a name here for this label. And here at this line 7 is the days. So this days is basically the range you can set up. So how many days from now you need to search. Okay, so if you put 1 day here, so basically I'm going to search the emails in the past 24 hours. All right, so this is about the days. It's going to just like if you want to have a trigger to run this function every week, that means you're going to set up the search range to 7 days. So things like that. Or for monthly, you can set it up like 31 days because some months maybe have 30 days, 28, 29, something like that. So for 7 days, for now, by default, it's just 1 day because we run this trigger, this download function every day. So that's 24 hours. So, and this is the time when the trigger function is run at. So it's morning 8. So you can change it whatever you like. Maybe. All right. So this is about the trigger function to be run every day. And if you want to send the log, you can check this one. Okay. And after you check this checkbox, make sure you have this send log to. So basically, this is going to be the receiver of your log email, okay? And this is going to be the log email subject. So let's rename this to GAS Gmail downloader logs. And for the email address, I'd like to put my email address here. And you can always check these notes here, all right? I'm not sure if that is clear enough for you to read, but I try to explain this in this video so you can get a better understanding for this project. So after we did all of this, and we can try to run this manually to test if this can work or not, okay? So the first thing you need to check, you can manually copy this query and go to your Gmail just like this, just like here, what I'm doing here. So I just apply this query to this search box and I got the result I want. So then to make sure the query is correct, okay? So let's try to run this function. So run this download, and if everything, so if there is no error, it's going to be, yes, downloaded. So this downloaded, and you have the log here for every downloads. Okay, so as you can see for ABC, I have 3 emails, and this is the link to the email. Okay, and you have the status downloaded, and you have the attachment where it's saved to. Okay, I think I missed some emails. So if I check, I have this folder created automatically. Seems like there is a PNG not created. That because I forget to add the PNG here. So that's why we don't have this PNG in the, I think in this one have a PNG file here. So if I try to run this function again, okay, so if I try to this download again, so we'll see what we can get. We can have this log here. Okay, so the new logs are highlighted with a gray background, as you can see. Right, so it's better for you to see which logs are new. Okay, and you get this status: a thread was processed. So that means they're already being applied with the label downloaded. All right, so if you check this here, it's already downloaded, and this is the log. So this is the email, the log email for the first one. So you will have the links here, and this is the log email for the second run. Okay, so you have the timestamp and subject and the status for the process. Okay, the download process. So I think that's all you need to do here. I think it is kind of easy to do. So basically you can configure all of these options, and you should be able to set up. And make sure you have the trigger created. So if I check the trigger, now I have the trigger. And just in case, because this trigger right now is run every day, so it's a day trigger. So like I said, if you want to have a weekly trigger, so you select this to weekly time, and you can say every Monday, something like that, and then you save the trigger, and make sure you change these days to 7, okay? Because you run this download function every 7 days. That means your search range, okay, should be 7 days in the past. All right, so this to make sure no email is missed from this search. All right, so this is about the trigger setup, and you can always change it to 1. If you like to have the daily trigger, you can try to run this function. You're going to overwrite. Okay, it's going to recreate this trigger function, and it's going to be so if I check this one, maybe let me refresh. So right now it's a day timer. Okay, it's run daily. So let me check if anything else I'd like to share. All right, so that's it for this project if we want to use it. And the source code, you can always check the source code if you like. All right, so if I open the app script editor, and then you will see all the source code here. Just in case you want to customize something like the email, all right, like the send email, the log email. Okay, so this log email, as you can see in this HTML file, so you can add your own HTML content here. Like if you want to remove my signature here, you can get rid of this p tag. Okay, and this table is about the logs. All right, and you can add more stuff in this log email just in case you want to add more stuff and more content to the email, log email. Okay, and the other things, I don't think you need to do anything else. And if you want to improve the functionality of this project, you can always find the source code on GitHub, and you can do some change and make a pull request to basically to contribute to this project to improve it a little bit. Okay, in case you are interested. All right, and that's it, I think, for today's project. And I think I'm going to see you very soon. All right, bye-bye.
But all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays.